In this video, I'm going to teach you how to go from 17 to 10% body fat within 12 weeks. I'm going to try and spit this out to you as quick as humanly possible. There will be no principles in today's video, although I fucking love the principles because they are what underpins everything. And at the end of the day, if you don't fix the principles, you will never fucking keep the physique anyway. However, if you go watch the last 3 videos, we go deep into the principles. So you can supplement this video with that, like the 5 habits video, in order to get lean. So watch this after that. But I'm going to give you the raw tactics of how to actually get there. I'm going to use a client result that I've done to literally go from 17 to probably, he's probably just below 10%, but let's say 10% for easy numbers in this video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Tom Sergey. I run the Gorilla Platoon, which is an online physique transformation program where we get results like this. We're on 22 for the year, and the goal is 50. So let's dance. Today's video, how to go from 17 to 10% body fat in 12 weeks. That is my promise to you. By the end of this video, you will know how. So, there are 5 things that we're going to go through in how I get the result, and we're going to break each one down so you can write it down, take it away, and understand it. So, the first thing we need to do is understand the setup and why the setup is the way it is. The setup is everything. If you set up in the wrong fucking direction, you're not going to get towards the goal, obviously. So, let's zoom out and understand this first. So, what we want to do is understand your starting point. Now, this guy was 91 kg, 17% body fat. A lean mass of 75.5, RMR sat at 2,000 flat. Average level of activity, your activity will depend on obviously your activity, but if you're pretty desk bound, don't really move that much, go 135, so this number times 135. The average person, you're looking at 155. If you work in like the military or construction, then you're on 175, and this is going to give you a maintenance target. So this guy's maintenance is 3,100 calories. Now, Phase 1, I said this will break down into 2 phases. Phase 1, you're going to sit just below maintenance. Why? Because you want to drive enough fuel for performance in the gym. You're still going to be in a bit of a deficit, and you're not carrying that much body fat, remember? You're 17% body fat. It's a respectable amount, to tell you the truth. So we don't need to go into a massive, massive cut. We want to give ourselves the best opportunity to build muscle, or to at the very least retain muscle. What's going to do that? Fuel to perform those sessions. Your biggest retainer for muscle tissue or building is training stimulus, so we must support that as much as humanly possible. That's why we're going to sit just below maintenance. You will slowly, over the initial, and phase 1 will be 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to sit at this position. What you're also going to do is, if you've been eating a lot of garbage, if you've just been on holiday, if you've fucking been drinking loads of alcohol, you've been eating a lot of dead calories and not really consuming proper nutrients, your metabolism might be in the bin. What this will do is it will circle a good amount of food through you, and you'll be training at the same time. Therefore, your body's used to taking in proper nutrients, burning energy through output, and it puts your metabolism in a healthier point. So when we pull, it will respond a lot more effectively to this. So at this point here, we set up 2,850 calories, protein nice and high at 2.4 per lean kilogram of body weight, fats at 20% of this target, 63, and carbs at 390, pretty much. So we're going to sit at this point. The next thing we want to look at is the training stimulus. What workout routine should you follow? This will depend on the amount of days you can train throughout the week. If you, in an ideal scenario, 5 is perfect. 5 is perfect for anyone that has been training for any more than 18 months and has the time to train 5 days. 6 is too much. If you train how I want you to train, you don't need 6. You'll need 2 recovery days instead. So the split wants to be geared around developing you an aesthetic upper body physique. I know this because that's what most people are after. However, if you're just looking for big, strong legs, this is probably not the video for you. However, the split we're going to follow is a push-pull legs, then a rest day, then chest and back, then arms and delts, giving plenty of frequency, volume, and obviously you're going to bring intensity to the physique. The push day, you're going to start with a pec deck machine or a cable fly, something that's going to drive the humerus towards the midline of the body and get blood into the tissue. Incline dumbbell press, your heavy loadable exercise for stretching out the pecs. Flat machine press, we're going machine at this point because you will start to toast off your muscle, and to stabilize dumbbells just becomes more like work where we could just focus on the working muscle. Same for a pin loaded machine. Shoulder press, tricep dips machine. I go for dips because they are more loadable. And with that, you're going to grow bigger triceps. However, I will admit, by the time you get to this exercise, you are pretty toast if you've done these properly. Dumbbell lateral raises and then a straight arm push down. Pull day, we're going to do a single arm pull down for the lats, T-bar row for the upper back, lat pull down for the lats, hammer curl, rear delt flies, and incline bicep curl, so doubling up the bicep exercises. Leg day, we're looking for a leg extension, line hamstring curl. We're going to do a back squat, we're going to do a leg press to support the lower back. Dumbbell split squat, go for a Bulgarian, use the spare hand to support yourself. Seated calf raise, decline ab crunch. After the rest day, chest and back is pec deck, flat dumbbell incline machine, pull-ups, T-bar row, single arm lower lat row, and rear delt flies. The fun day of the week, really added some focus to the extremities. We're going to go tricep dips, dumbbell shoulder press, preacher curl, go single arm, support that arm in against the pad. Dumbbell lat raises, standing cable, beautiful exercise for keeping tension on in the lengthened position. Straight arm push down, cable lateral raises, and a decline ab crunch to finish. What's important when you perform the sets is you focus on your tempo. This is critical, boys. Do not fucking miss on your tempo. Your tempo, as a rule of thumb, all right, I've put the exact numbers. As a rule of thumb, if you take anything away, start at the top, come down 3, 2, 1, stop dead at the bottom, be in control of that load. You've stretched out the fibers, pause, now drive the fibers back together and repeat. Do that across all exercises. Train to failure, train to 0 reps in reserve. Do you know what? Fuck it, I'll show you what that looks like. So the way you're going to know if you're training to failure is the speed of the last repetition. So just watch this set through, pause, drive up, pause, down steady, pause, drive up, pause at the top. So the tempo is on, range of motion is on, arm path is fine. We're driving the upper arm towards the pecs. Now, as we get towards the back end of the set, it starts to slow down a bit. You want to stay composed. Toast the muscle, but stay composed in these last repetitions. Come down steady. Here we go. Composory breaths. Down we go. Drive, 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 drive. Come on, motherfucker, drive. Okay, so we see the time that last repetition was, and we come down slow, we're still cashing a bit of eccentric. But if we just watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fucking seconds. Let's call it 4. I won't take the 5th. But 4 seconds to drive the low back up. That's how you know you're training hard enough, boys. So make sure we are training with intensity, 0 reps in reserve. And you're just going to rinse this out. This is the exact training split you're going to follow. In the event that you can't, what you're going to do is a full body push and a full body pull. You're going to repeat that times 2. That's the 4-day split you're going to follow. I'll be honest, I pull from legs to focus on the upper body. For full transparency, you got leg press on one day, you got hamstring curl on the other. If you're more experienced and seasoned, I'd be doing a Smith machine RDL, very loadable, great exercise actually. Both of them will hit the muscle in the lengthened position where they are more loadable. You put more load through the joints, through the quads. So food for thought, that's the training split I would get you to follow. Now, how to use output. Output is critical because remember we said we want to keep food as high as we can for as long as we can, right? So as a starting point, you're going to do 10,000 steps each day. And in theory, that will stay the same for the longest apart. I would like to see you push it up, but I appreciate it comes at a higher cost of time, but it comes at a lower cost of fatigue, so it is very good. But what you'll tend to do is, when we want to see drop-offs on the scale, we will do 20 minutes of cardio daily, heart rate 120 to 130. Go on something that's non-impact, because you want to do it daily, right? So you don't want to be running outside all the fucking time, because you're just going to accumulate fatigue in the joints where you've been slapping your feet on the floor. So do something like an incline walk treadmill, where it's good incline, cross trainer or a bike, but probably the first two would be my weapons of choice. So you're going to do that 20 minutes daily. The scale will start to drop off. Boom, kilo comes down. By the way, we're into like phase 2 here. So phase 1, just below maintenance at the calorie target we've set you at. You're going to train like this. You can do 10,000 steps. You're going to rinse that out for 4 to 6 weeks. You're then going to be aggressive. You're going to look to pull a kilo off every week. You can do this to begin with. You can take food 200 calories lower to begin with, then start using your output tool. 20 minutes daily cardio. Boom, so the drop. 30 minutes daily cardio. And by the way, if you see the drop, don't change it. But if you see it start to slow down, boom, change straight in. And you can be a little bit more aggressive with this because you're trying to get it done in 12 weeks. So I've done it with people where if it's a long transformation, I'll rinse it till it doesn't transition anymore. Then I'll make the change. If it's someone they need to be ready for a holiday, I'm progressing that shit every week. 20 minutes daily, boom. 30 minutes daily, boom. 200 calories down. 40 minutes daily, boom, 100 calories down. 50 minutes, boom, 60 minutes, boom, 200 calories down, and I'm progressing that shit, and you can do the same. But we've already got you in a prime position where the body's now going to respond because we've sat you just below maintenance, metabolism's in a good space. Now we pull, boom, 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 boom. We're using the output, and then slowly, obviously, taking off some food as well. The body's going to respond quite nice. Don't skip this. Your secret weapon, your secret fucking weapon, which sounds gay, is to sleep an extra hour every day. I tell you now, if you can sleep 9 hours, you will drop body fat a lot easier than the man sleeping 7. You will hold tissue a lot easier than the man sleeping 7. Your hormones, your leptin and ghrelin hormones, signaling to your brain that you're hungry and need food, will be at a they won't be as heightened. If you don't sleep that well, they are heightened because your body's it's looking for recovery, right? And if you're not giving it through sleep, it wants it through nutrition. So if you can sleep well, it's not going to come for it through nutrition, which is going to make adherence to the plan the next day a lot easier. So like honestly, it's night and day. And by the way, you want to take that habit into the off season. I push 8.5, 9 hours every night because I want to cash in the gains I've worked hard for in the gym and I want to grow. But you're the same. If you're doing a recomp and you want to get 10% 17 with more muscle, you're going to need to sleep like a motherfucker or you're not going to grow. It's that simple. You can train like a dog. If you don't sleep like a fucking bear, you're just not going to grow that well. It's the sad reality of it. I'll tell you this now. Ignore it if you want, but that's what I'd be saying. And then the last thing we want to look at is it's broken down into 2 phases, which I've kind of already covered in this video so far. Phase 1, sit just below maintenance. Phase 2, aggressive, pull it off, bang, 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 bang. And before you know it, you have the end result within 12 weeks. This is actually 9 weeks, so the priming phase didn't need to last as long, and he still dropped a little bit, even with that just below maintenance. This was another example here, where we sat, and this was 12 weeks. Have I got any more examples? This one was 16 weeks, and he actually built a good amount of tissue as well in this one. And this is another 12-weeker, the same, 6-pack out, a bit more definition on the chest and the delts. And I believe it's pretty, yeah, that's it. We won't talk through all the results for now. That was like 10 weeks as well. So this is the thesis. That's how you're going to do it. That's how you're going to get towards the goal. If you found this video useful, great, subscribe. And if you want to work with me, then book a call. There'll be links in the description. I'll see you tomorrow.